ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UKLC Grand Finals. We have a little friend joining us, Kiandi Mundi. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing really, really good. How did you feel after that last game? I saw you watching it a little bit.
Mixed feelings. The start, the cheesy invade, not a fan of that kind of unholy gameplay, but then I saw a Silas die to minions. I'm very happy.
Yeah, well, actually...
Very happy about
that. Do you count ghouls as minions, or do you count them as...
It's not human, it's a minion.
Okay.
That's my
Reasonable.
rule.
Does that mean Oriana is a minion to you, because she's a robot?
Don't ask me difficult questions.
All right, so for anyone who's been watching the UKLC regular split, you'll probably see I've done a little bit of art. So I decided to punch way above my my weight class here, really, and I've been doing some art myself with you, Kiandi. I challenged him to a bit of an art off. I've already seen the results, and I know I've lost, but...
Well, I've also got mixed feelings about this, because in some ways you've won. But
I mean, if it's based on how bad the art is, then I've won.
Kind of. I strive to be awful. That's my thing.
Wow, man.
Yes.
We both got the same thing going with our art.
Well,
hopefully we got it ready to bring up, so you guys can see
and Dan
a little...
can be the deciding factor on this
that
one.
might be a good idea.
And
no matter what,
How am I biased?
the audience wins.
Yeah, actually, I might get the audience to do a bit of a reaction to us. So,
You
guys,
can't suck up to the audience like that. That's
audience, I'm going to want some cheers in a second, not right now. All right, let's bring up the art. So, somebody have a nice little drum roll, guys. Can you do a drum roll? Oh, we have one. It's real good.
Wow.
All right, so I'm obviously the one on the right.
The one that says Kiandi.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a fret. I was writing his name. It's like in my Death Note. Guys, can I get you to do a cheer for Kiandi and then a cheer for me? Whoever cheers loudest, that's the one that wins. We're doing a volume one. I might have to peel off my headset a little bit. Right. Twickenham.
Let's have a listen.
If it's my art, give me a cheer.
That was pretty weak.
All right, that was...
All right. So then, who like the one on the right, the pink Lissandra from Kiandi?
The expected outcome.
Sorry, mate.
The expected outcome.
that was
Okay,
going to
so
go Kiandi's.
when I finish, Jake, you go off the stage, Candy takes your role as a
That's how it works.
That's how it
You
works.
actually,
It's death
if you want to be a
match.
caster, you have to win an art competition to become a
I
caster.
would like to say real quick, at least you can draw hands. That's
I mean,
the thing.
Just
when
go-
you
throw them in
leave,
the oven
just go
mitts.
back and have a little look at those hands
will.
again, because they are...
I might have to delete yours, but you know.
I got at least 5 fingers done, so I got that much there.
Anyway, cheers.
Thank you very much, Candy.
Cheers,
All right,
Kiandi.
he's off.
He's gone. He's out of there. Well, we have some esports to talk about anyway. We're in a series right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're actually in the middle of a series between XL and Fnatic Rising. And oh my God, game number 1 was ridiculous. If that is how the rest of this series is going to go, this is going to be absolutely insane.
I mean, this is what I was expecting just from watching these two teams play for the entirety of the regular split. It's always so back and forth. It's always so fun to watch. Those team fights were incredible to watch. They were just so hype. You look like Maddie flashing into Hjarnan to finish him up. He knew he was going to die, but he just wanted to make sure that Hjarnan was down so they didn't have that consistent DPS with him. It was just so fun to watch. There's so many little micro things happening the whole time, like NG dying to ghouls and just all that, really.
I feel like there was so many things that you said where you could look back over a lot of those team fights, watch them over a few times, and still find something new that you didn't notice before. A lot to take track of, but every player clearly given that absolute all. I just think it's rough, the fact XL once again managed to get a 5,000 gold lead, not able to do anything with it, and it shows they're still suffering from those issues where in the mid to late stages, they can't quite close the game out. They don't have the cleanliness that they need. They don't have the consistency.
I think one of the biggest issues is that, you know, we've talked about the Baron still. We talked about it a little bit before the break, is that NG was able to come in, steal away the Baron. The issue is not that you got Baron stolen inherently. Obviously, that is an issue, but that's like, you could say that was just a one-off, right? The issue is that you're taking 50-50 Baron in the first place. The fact that you're in a position where your Baron can be stolen is a concern.
Yeah, absolutely, because you shouldn't make a gamble on that, especially because obviously the plan had been, if he comes, I'll disengage, I'll kick him away. Didn't factor in the Black Shield. And there were other things like XL over-pushing in the mid lane, and it's been a recurring issue for Fnatic. For XL, where this is what has cost them games. A few things that have gone more in their favor, a few areas where they showed more restraint, they definitely could have won that game.
Oh, 100%. But I feel like every time Fnatic and XL play each other, one of them has the opportunity to win that game. It's never so one-sided.
Well, yeah, there's 2 teams, so
That
one of
is-
them is going to win.
But, I mean,
That's
you
how
look at any other game
competition
these two
works.
teams have played, they've been very one-sided. It's like, it looks like almost impossible for the other team to win. But that's not what's happening here. We're having XL versus Fnatic. XL now on this blue side, kicking it off with the Xayah ban and the Cassiopeia.
Which is something interesting, because I was speaking to X-Mighty before the series. He said he expected the Xayah ban straight away for the whole series. He didn't expect to get his hands on this champion. So the fact they left it open for him, not only initially, but for the second rotation, shows that XL maybe not respecting a champion who's so staple in this meta.
Yeah, and I want to, while we're talking about the bans, I want to just give a little credence to this Heimerdinger ban. I know if you don't watch the UK scene, that could look like it's a troll ban. If you don't know who Hjarnan is, he used to be on G2 back in 2018 towards the end of the year. This guy is world renowned for his Heimerdinger. It's a weird flex, right? We all know that, but he's a monster on it. We've seen him make countless plays on that Heimerdinger. It's a respect ban onto Hjarnan.
I mean, this time last year, this guy was prepping for Worlds. This guy didn't even know that he had World semi-finals ahead of him, and now he's here, constantly touring this Heimerdinger ban, and XL are going to get their hands onto this Yasuo to kick it off, but Fnatic, they go for the Gragas, because one of the scary things that XL have been doing regularly is running the likes of a Gragas Yasuo bot lane.
But you actually saw Kasing laughing there. Another thing they ran is the Yasuo Sejuani, so it may well be they're going in that direction, and they're happy for Fnatic to take the Gragas. It's not an issue, especially because you can block a lot of his abilities with the wind wall. So XL still possibly in a good position. Right now, we see the Karma locked in on top of the Gragas. A lot of team fighting potential already established.
I believe that we have actually had a couple more lock-ins on the XL side there, so hopefully we can get that graphic to catch up with those and see what Taxa and Exile logged in.
Yeah,
As,
hopefully we'll be able
we
to
are
see
into
that.
the ban phase now.
There it
and it is
is.
going to be that Sejuani you were talking about, the Corki as well, and Aatrox locked in for Magic Felix.
This is pretty staple for XL. They can put the Yasuo Sejuani in mid jungle or in the bot lane. Corki, they can play mid or AD carry, so still a ton of flexibility. On the side of Fnatic Rising, they've taken the Karma, which could go support, could go top, could go mid. Aatrox as well can go through 3 roles, and the Gragas as well, jungle or support. So still a ton of flexibility in these drafts. It's really rough to sort of decide where things are going to go. And I think the big thing is that you know XL hasn't picked a top laner so far. So they're going to ban away that Gnar away from Sendo, so that they can take off the cards. But other than that, it's very difficult to read what's been picked up. We know that an AD carry hasn't been picked up for Fnatic Rising, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that banned away. But XL just going to start off taking away that Mordekaiser.
All right, well, one more ban for Fnatic Rising. We look at what's been locked in, and I have no clue what's going where, because we've had Hjarnan take that Corki bot lane. We could have that Yasuo go bot lane. We could have that Aatrox go mid lane, jungle. There's so many options. The Olaf is going to be another ban here. And Fnatic do leave open that Lee Sin once again, because if they decide to take that Yasuo Sejuani bot lane, could be a nice pickup for Taxa to kind of add to their team.
I want to ask you, Orcs, this Olaf ban, obviously Sejuani's already locked in for XL. Is that a respect ban to potentially Sendo taking it in the top lane?
No, it's been Sejuani support. So we saw XL play this early in the split. They go Yasuo AD carry, Sejuani support. It's something that used to get played a lot of time if you put Yasuo bot lane. Even before we had this whole playing carries in the AD carry role. And it means there's loads of synergy. The Yasuo dashes in, it's easy to stack up the passive because Sing's perfectly confident to play on it. And now we're going to see a bit more of the draft come through. It'll be interesting if we end up getting the Azir. I feel like this is just a hover because it's something they expect Magic Felix might play himself. Interesting though that we see the Pyke, because this could well mean we have a Karma Pyke bot lane.
Taxa gets his Lee Sin once again, and it means that this Sejuani will be going down into that bottom lane alongside Yasuo. And now it's just the top lane to be rounded out.
What do they want to put in that top lane? I mean, that Yasuo could still technically go top lane. For the moment, they're looking to think about get something to add to the kind of AP scaling at the moment.
I mean, they don't necessarily need AP with the Corki.
True,
but
you're
it's something that Sendo's confident in the top lane matchup, whether he's up against the likes of a Karma or an Aatrox. He wants something he's comfortable to go up against. He has a lot of control with the Nico into the Aatrox. The CC can keep him in disengagement. Yeah.
How did Kiana get through this whole draft? I don't know how we didn't notice that Kiana was still available. Kiana's so strong.
We haven't seen a ton of priority, but the big thing is, this can go in the jungle. I feel like because they have the Gragas and the Pyke, it's not going to go there. But there's a lot of flexibility. This could go top, it could go mid. The Aatrox could go in either lane. We have the Karma Pyke bot lane. where you have the priority from the Karma, you have the shoving power, and then you look at the Pyke just to roam and make impacts on the map and be the pseudo carry for you. On the other side, it is going to be Exile and Yasuo. This is something we've seen before. They will put Shard in the mid lane and run that Sejuani Yasuo bot. A lot of things in the air. It looks like we are going to see Bando and the Kiana, so this could well be the Kiana top lane unless they want to swap them up. I feel like maybe into the Nico specifically, they'd rather have the mobility of the Kiana to potentially shut that down. Plus, the burst potential, you absolutely have kill pressure in that matchup.
Yeah, even with the shield ulti from the Pop Blossom, Cinder is still super easy for a Kiana to get that kind of 100 to 0 off and just burst them.
And I think the big thing is in the mid lane matchup is that Aatrox, other than his Infernal Chains, there's not much that can be blocked by that wind wall. Whereas with the Kiana, she's very reliant on using her Q, which, again, all that damage can be blocked by the wind wall, completely shut down by the Yasuo. Obviously, this is the preference in terms of matchups for Fnatic. Be interested to see how this one pans out, though. Very different game from before, and we don't have Xmati, who did so well on the Zion, hyper carry anymore. A lot more weight on his teammates to carry. And in reverse, we have Shannon on this Corki, and XL, they've struggled in the later phases. They now have Shannon on a hyperscaling carry, and the same can't be said for Fnatic. So if it gets to the later stages, things might be rough for Fnatic Rising.
And I'm excited to see one of these games where we see the less conventional picks coming through in this bottom lane, because it's something we've known both of these teams for across the course of the season, and now we start to see a little glimmer of that. We've got the Yasuo going down into that bottom lane alongside a Sejuani. Not something you typically see in your solo queue games, but it's something that these guys have been practicing hard as they head into game number 2.
One of my favorite things about the UKLC this split has been the priority on the likes of the Yasuo. We're on to Summoners Rift for game 2. Fnatic 1 point up over XL in this best of 5. Can they make it 2 in a row?
It is actually going to be Hyan. You were absolutely right. It's Hyanon on the Corki in the bottom lane, and Exile taking... Oh, actually, no. It could be Exile, Yasuo bottom, and Hyanon mid on Corki.
Yeah, Hyanon mid.
That's what they have tended to run in the UKLC when they do take this Yasuo Sejuani. They put them in the bot lane. We have the Corki in the mid lane. So it's going to be a bit
so
of
the
non-interactive
interface
matchup.
on the left is a little bit confusing, but this is why we call them Flex Cell, right? For anyone that's not been watching the regular season, they've been nicknamed Flex Cell because it's not just flex picks that they pick up. It's not just that the champions will go in any lane. These players are more than happy to swap around the map.
Yeah, they're confident doing it. They can make a big impact doing so. Here, it's not really that crazy in terms of the flexibility. It's just Exile's more comfortable on this Yasuo. Shannon, confident playing that Corki as a main carry, going up in the mid lane. And he's going to have a pretty comfortable lane up against the Aatrox. There's very little kill pressure, especially without a gank. He can just farm up in the later stages.
I'm really excited to watch this top lane matchup as well. Bando against Sendo, but most importantly, Kiana up against Nico. And look at this.
Force the next baddie to flash straight away at the beginning of the game.
Pretty big
Will
hit.
mean that his flash will be coming up fairly soon. So they might want to try and make some kind of action happen there, as he's already used up 1/3 of that cooldown already.
It's still a big hit, and the thing is, with the Yasuo and the Sejuani, once they hit level 3, there's so much engage pressure that you can look for Xmati, and if he gets stunned up...
Level 2 on both sides in the bottom lane. Neither team quite going to capitalize there, but Ronaldo now starts to position a bit more aggressively. And XL do have to respect the fact that, you know, Mate on the Karma, he has his ult from level 1, and that does some serious damage.
Ronaldo does need to be a little careful, misses out on that Phantom Undertow for the stun. You can already see Bando taking a pretty rough start in this game. You did expect that when you are kind of in these earlier levels of the Kiana versus Nico, especially that level 1 where you don't really have the ability to trade with the likes of a Nico.
Yeah, you need a bit more tools in your kit just to be able to threaten that all in. You actually see Kasing and Exile. They have Taxa here backing them up. They may look for something here.
Yeah, knockups available to Exile as well. Taxa holds fast for the moment. Exile jumps in, misses out on the knockup. Exhaust gets used early. Ronaldo with a great hook into the stun. Is going to land onto 1. They follow up underneath the tower. Taxa's taking tower shots. He's forced to flash away. Fnatic disengage 2v3.
That was not clean. A lot of missed skill shots there. Cost Exile massively. They burn a ton of summoners.
Oh no. He's
Bando
alright.
taking a huge chunk there. It's going to be an even trade in the end as Taxa having to smite the Scuttle just to get some health right now. And Taxa all alone. First blood goes the way of Matty.
Not where he needed to be there. He got surrounded by all of Fnatic, and it was just an easy pickup. Now imagine Felix lands the Infernal Chains onto Hyun, and you're going to get the belly bomb, and that's just a kill for Magic Felix. Fnatic find too early. Meanwhile, a scrap is breaking out here. Teva's looking to land onto Exile. He does get caught out. Ronaldo chasing him down. The Ignite has been used. He's dashing through the minions. Now Kasing is the target. Fnatic, what a start to this game.
And we are seeing constant fighting from minute.
Bando does have that flash. He can use it. Sendo looking to chase him down, flashless. Unable to find it. And Bando able to make his grand escape there. This game is so clutch already.
And importantly, it's Excel that was way ahead in the early game in game number 1. This time it's Fnatic taking the lead.
Yeah, they had a really clean play. They disengaged from that messy fight that XL started in the bot lane, and then they punished Tax. So the big thing is if you go for a gank, enemy team knows where you are. They know you're going to want to look towards that Skull Crab. They're looking for a return play here, but XL's so low.
Oh, Ronaldo's got himself the stun. The teleports are coming in. They might look for Kasing. Teleport will be completed, and Magic Felix jumps in, lands himself one. The Dark Blade gets the next. Kasing surrounded in the minion wave. Low HP. He gets picked up. Magic Felix finds a double.
And now you have a 3-0-1 Aatrox on the map. Magic Felix is already terrifying in this game. If you thought you'd seen a Fed carry before, 5 minutes, 3-0-1, Aatrox is going to be destroying.
Yeah, it's a monstrous pick, particularly in those team fights later on. To get this much of a lead, I expected mid lane to just be a farming matchup. Shannon tries to scale up. Magic Felix wants to be relevant in team fights later on. But already this Aatrox is so strong, and it's going to be so difficult for XL to deal with it. We said XL had issues. They got a lead in the early game last game and then threw it away. Here, well, they don't have to worry about that because they aren't going to lead.
Will Fnatic throw away the early game lead they get, though? I'd argue not, because Fnatic have been very, very good at when they get their lead, not giving it up, not losing control. As Bando jumps onto Sendo, already procs that electrocute, duns him so low. NG comes in for a bit of CC. Bando finds the kill. Fnatic 5-0 at 6 minutes.
Honestly, he didn't even need NG there. NG just comes in for the assist at the end, but that was pretty much a solo kill coming out from Bando, showing that he knows how to play this Kiana, and most importantly, doing a really good job of dodging everything from Sending.
Yeah, good flash in. Has the root picked up the element from the river, and then it's easy to follow up. The execute damage on the Kiana is huge. Against the likes of a Nico, someone so squishy, you almost always have kill pressure, and that was a free 6 kill. Now with the ultimate, in that situation, could have easily landed that stun against the wall. Sendo has to be so careful without his flash, and the fact that he's 2 levels down in that top lane matchup.
Tax's bot lane again. He just makes his way out again. He kind of does a little bit of a drive-by, wants to get himself his red buff. Only level 4 at the moment for him, or NG has achieved level 6. So his access to the ultimate is going to be a big, big tool for him.
I think NG doesn't have to really do anything at this point. He's cemented all of his lanes having a massive lead. He is free to do whatever he wants on the map, just farm up. And now, Kasing and Exile trying to get some control in return. They could be collapsed on here. Ronaldo definitely fishing for something, and NG's waiting in the wings.
He's gone for a little bit of a dip. He jumps over that wall looking for the hook onto Hyun and doesn't quite find it. Now they're chasing up. A big knockout comes out by Magic Felix. The ulti gets used. Ronaldo's shielded up. He's still alive for the moment. They pull Exile in. Ronaldo finds the kill. Now they're chasing for more. Can Fnatic go for it? The tower is up, and it's just too scary for Fnatic Rising. They're happy with their 1 kill, and they make their way out.
What a fight coming out from Fnatic, and most importantly, while Fnatic were looking for the engage, it was actually Excel that started things off. It was Excel that jumped onto a member of Fnatic, but just so much CC, so much damage coming out from Magic Felix as well, able to turn the fight in their favor.
And that's the thing, if you can't kill someone on this Fnatic lineup, you have the likes of the Aatrox who can just heal up. You have the Karma who can shield them. If you don't take someone out quickly, the sustain and the shielding cooldown for the Karma will just keep them alive for so much longer. And the damage output, especially with the Fed members, the Kiana and this Aatrox, is huge. And XL, they don't have a real tank on their team. The only thing is they said Sejuani, but right now she's squishier than the likes of your other teammates.
And when you mention these squishy members, you have to remember that Pyke is about to hit level 6. Ronaldo already level 5. Garnet having to use the package just to survive lane trades at this point. But Ronaldo will hit level 6 soon. And against these squishy members of the likes of XL, that's where this small gold lead can turn into a game victory.
I mean, that's the big thing, is you look at Fnatic and their team fight is just so strong. MagiFelix is going to be a menace. Bando can get those huge ultimates. But the fact that they have so much utility in the bot lane, they have the resets from Ronaldo, and then Maddie providing the shielding and also some movement speed and poke. I just feel like XL, they're really in no position to teamfight right now, and it's going to be a long time until they are. Realistically, they need Kasing to get to level 6. Off the back of that, they can potentially look for picks. But considering how late game oriented Fnatic have been, for them to already be so far ahead, so controlling in this matchup, and having a 1-0 score on the board, it's rough if you're an XL fan.
And top lane, we just look at that CS lead already. Massive win for Bando. Alongside with the kill, he's got that Tiamat, so he's able to constantly shove Sendo in. And Sendo just really having a rough game this one.
And Sendo said that he felt like Bando was more for a push the limit sort of player. Unlike Shikari, who's the brick wall Fnatic, someone who tried to just, seen a bit of an engage.
Here we go, Matty. Looking for the tether, will find it onto the likes of Exile, but it's not really going to lead to too much. Taxa really wants some more though, and he's found Ronaldo, but he's kind of alone right now. Ronaldo flashes away, there's last breath. Excellent combo from XL. Kasing grabs the kill.
And that is the pick they need. They can't team fight, but they can definitely kill isolated members of Fnatic. They should be able to get a plate here on top of that, and it's not much, but it's clawing back that gold lead that Fnatic established. Actually, they might look again for Maddie.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous position for him to be in. They still don't have any ultis. That's the key thing for them. And next Maddie with a flash feels relatively comfortable. MagiFelix also strutting his stuff down that river.
Ooh, yeah, I think they were cautious of the Aatrox coming down. They try to look for him instead, but they won't find anything. But in return, Fnatic happy to trade that kill on Ronaldo for this Rift Herald. They could just throw this down top, and Sendo, he's a pretty easy dive target with the amount of CC you can layer coming out from that Kiana and that Gragas.
Honestly, as soon as MagiFelix starts walking down towards the bottom side, XL make the right call to back away because, sure, Matty looks like a juicy target under that tower, but MagiFelix, I'm pretty sure he could 1v3 outside of a tower at this point. He is not someone that you want in these skirmishes.
Big point here, Bando just used his ult and burnt Sendo's stopwatch. This should be an easy dive, NG's looking.
NG's got that Predator on, gets caught out by the root here for the moment. Holds the belly button, doesn't quite find it, and now Taxa, he's chasing up, looking for that slow for NG, but now he's tanking tower shot. The Q goes wide by Taxa. Fnatic, a little bit of an optimistic play, but backfired, but they don't lose anything for it.
But NG's starting to show once again that these guys have played together before. He knows that he can rely on his top lane, and now that Bando is on more of a carry instead of that Poppy, but Hjarnan is going to be the target here in the mid lane. Nice flash to the side will keep him alive.
So many close plays from Fnatic find people. NG, though, might be in trouble.
Yeah, he gets the flash. That's going to be the ulti to get him down, but the
Nice
useless Zhonya's for the
stopwatch.
moment. Fnatic collapsing in. NG will be the first victim. A great cast to separate them up. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Fnatic have the health bars to work with. Kasing makes his way out of the fight though, but he takes a lot of poke. That's Ronaldo with the dunk for the kill. Misses out on the hook. Fnatic find 2. It's 2-8 on the scoreboard.
And now in towards this mid lane tower as well, and we're talking about this jungle duel. It's both of them going down in that fight, but all things considered, it's been all about NG and his team in this game so far.
Bando?
Oh, great route.
Bando's
Bando's
low, he's
dead.
down. Now it looks like MagiFelix might try and turn this to Pop Blossom to catch him out, but a great Infernal Chains pulls him away. And MagiFelix will be able to get his escape.
That could have been a close one. Again, XL trying to find these picks, but overall, whenever there's numbers there from Fnatic, they're able to turn these ones round. And the big talking point for me is, yes, the kills have started to come back a bit for XL, but they are losing so many plates. Taking 2 down there for Mai, should be able to pick up more. And it's just, there's so much gold spread across this team for Fnatic Rising. So many people are so strong.
Yeah, let's take another look at that pick as NG got caught out. Fnatic group up though, and once again, just look at the damage MagiFelix is throwing out, and the rest of the team as well. Matty on this Karma does so much AoE across the squad.
And that's the issue is that, Bando.
Uses the last breath onto Bando. He's low HP for the moment. Does not have his Supreme Display of Talent for him. As he gets locked out by the CC, he gets picked up. Exile finds it. Teleport is going to be cancelled.
Sendo cancelled Mighty's TP on the other side of the map. Really good move. Mighty did have a stopwatch as well, so he probably would have been able to survive this dive. But MagiFelix, you're out of position here.
Yeah, he does have his ultimate available. Uses that World Ender. Ronaldo closing in. Death from below, just moments away from coming up. That lifesteal just not working out for MagiFelix as he is getting chunked through. Dodges away on that Phosphorus bomb, but that is the end of World Ender. Big win there for XL.
And they're going to transition this into a tower bot lane. In return, though, Fnatic did pick up that first tower top. So the gold's still going to be in favor for the Fnatic side. But now they're looking for a pick on Ronaldo.
They certainly are. They're going to land everything. This CC chain is there, and Hjarnan finally gets a kill in the books.
XL starting to bring it back in this game. We said their early game was strong, but it's the mid game as well, and they've started to show some promise here. Still down in gold, but showing a lot more life, and they're looking towards this Mountain Dragon, a lot more impactful than the Ocean that was taken earlier. They're posturing, but Fnatic might try and respond.
It's like for now, they're not going to respond. They're just going to give it over. Mountain picked up by XL. Magic Felix is the only one hanging about. Doesn't really have too much help from his team, so just going to have to give up that objective.
Forces the Valk. Hjarnan can't stick around there. Sendo has been caught kind of alone here. Stunned onto Magic Felix, and that is a massive bounty coming on through. Sendo now is having to try and get away from this. Huge damage from Matty on the Karma. But Fnatic, I don't know if they can follow up. Here we go.
Ronaldo's
not
going,
he missed it. Death throw below, and Ronaldo's now locked up. Taken on down. It's 2 for 1.
Depth from below doesn't connect, but he does manage to turn around into a play. Fnatic, however, they lose Magic Felix, and the big thing is the bounty that was in his hands. It goes over to Taxa, probably not the best target to pick it up in terms of scaling, but this Lee Sin can be monstrous in the mid game, and now NG. Look, let's secure this blue buff. XL might have found him here. That's a lot of fish.
He does so much damage to him. The cask is going to be used. The wind will just a little bit too late. And XL will not find his kill, but he gets a blue buff. Kind of not that useful on the Yasuo.
I like how he could have just left the blue buff so that Hjarnan could pick it up later, but instead he's just like, whatever, it's already started, I'll take it.
This is my reward. I protected the blue buff, I get the blue buff. That's the rules. Well, Bando now starting to split push in this bottom lane, and that's one of the facets of Qiyana we've not really talked about yet. Is the fact that Qiyana does build that AD, so when she can get solo time on the towers, she will melt through those health bars.
This is a bit of a bait, because Mando might think it's a Corki, but it is that Yasuo, I mean that Nico, sorry.
I was going to say, Yasuo's kit's changed a lot since last time I saw it.
Yeah, definitely, but there's that Nico. Sendo going to the side lane just to hold off the threat, but if you look at the boss side of the map, NG and Ronaldo are behind Sendo. Does not have the stopwatch, but plays coming in mid.
X-Matty goes golden. I don't know if he can survive this. Does have that flash. The Dragon's Rage is enough to secure it. And Hjarnan finds the kill. Meanwhile, in the bot side of the map, Pop Blossom's being used. They've used the hook, the stuns, everything being laid on to the side of Sendo as he will fall down. Ronaldo finds that kill, and they're going to get a turret in return.
Down, though.
Oh, disastrously done there as Ronaldo drops some Fnatic. Overall, losing this trade across the map pretty heavily as there's a tier 1 went down in the top lane and one will fall in the bottom lane as well. Now, Magic Felix might find himself in a 1v4 if he's not careful.
They can just go for another tower. Fnatic are recalling, but they're not going to be here in time. They're down their bot lane, who, as we said, offers so much utility. Massively disfavorable trade, and now XL are in the lead for the first time this game.
Look at this mid-game. Fnatic were 4,000 gold ahead at one point, and it's all fallen apart from them. Now it's XL who are catching up. It's a reverse of what happened in game 1.
The big concern is look at the carries on the side of XL. They have that Corki, they have the Yasuo. These champions continue to scale so well in the late stages of the game, so giving them this gold influx in the mid-game could cost Fnatic side massively.
Ronaldo positioning quite aggressively here. They could look for a dive onto Hjarnan.
Or there might be a dive going down in the bot lane. That's going to be the supreme display of talent used, and Ronaldo gets a dunk off for the kill. Hjarnan's low. NG misses out. No belly pops enough. That's going to be the shutdown. Tower shot onto NG. Will not secure, and Fnatic rising. Unable to take this mid lane turret, though. Taxa and Kasing are still way too scary.
I'm going to feel so bad for Hjarnan. Dodges everything. Ends up getting taken down by the smite. Nothing you can do to outplay that. Fnatic do manage to get a couple of kills there. Now they might be posturing for more. Bando's waiting in the jungle. And this Qiyana is so strong in this area.
Man, the way that these skirmishes are going across the course of this early game is reminiscent of yesterday's games between G2 and Fnatic, right? It's just constant battling. And the hard thing is, it's so difficult to keep on top of what's going on. Hjarnan did his absolute best here, almost surviving. Really nice sidestep, good flash, but the Ludens gets it in the end, the jungle enchant from NG.
Actually, yeah, the body slam onto Kasing was what procced it and took him down. Can't really dodge that one. Unlucky, Kasing cost him his life. But overall, XL now 1,000 gold down again. Next Dragon in a minute is an Infernal. Massive priority on this, especially when both teams might end up be looking towards those later stages. XL are posturing to find vision. Bando's
Use
gonna have to
himself
kite
the
away.
edge of Ishtar to go golden, to go invisible and speed himself up. But Hyana's done a lot of damage, and Bando has to use the Terra Shaping to get some more mobility out. Hard to catch that Hyana. There's a lot in her kit. It will keep her nice and alive. And now Ronaldo having a bit of a swim, gets caught out by the kick. Now they're following up the insect on into the last breath. That's the shutdown for Sendo.
And this is why Taxa loves Lee. He is so clean in this champion, played it for years, and you see the smoothness in that kick there. Now Fnatic down the support, may still look for the fight, but XL are waiting.
Oh, big engage connects on 2-1. They're going to use the stopwatch already. A great route into Sendo. Gets himself the Pop Blossom. That's the shutdown onto NG. Magic Felix is trying to buy time with the sustain. X-Matty comes in, a big chunk onto 2. A knock-up lands by Hyana. Bando throws down the ulti, and he leaps into the fray. Fnatic have found one, but they're looking for more. They're hungry for blood. Exile forced to flash away, jumping onto Bando, who uses the flash and the audacity to get over the wall. X-Matty's low on HP, and Magic Felix is just running amok through the fight for the moment, but he is going to go down. No, the shield is absolutely filthy. Fnatic Rising coming up on top of the fight. XL now running away, but in comes Ronaldo. He's got that dunk available. He's got the execute, lands the hook onto Sendo. Misses out of the ulti. This fight is so messy, but Fnatic come out on top.
What a ridiculous team fight coming out from Fnatic. Everyone on both sides on like 300 HP the whole time. Massive shout out to Magic Felix using that lifesteal, using that death stance to great effectiveness.
But also to Matty on the karma, and this is a power fit. If you don't burst someone out, they will continue to survive for so long. Fnatic constantly have that healing. The Athene's available for Matty, not only the shielding, but also the sustain meant Fnatic lasted so much longer than they had any right to, and XL unable to find the kill. Do you lose that Infernal? And now Kasing trying to find some vision around that Baron, but will be challenged by Ronaldo here.
Man, no matter who wins this game, these have been so much fun to watch already. We're only in game number 2, but look how scrappy these teams are. And when it's these super long, super drawn-out fights, it's so difficult for the players to keep on top of who's the focus target. It's all about communication and who is the better team.
This just plays into Fnatic Rising's wheelhouse. We talked about it at the end of the last game, how good they are at team fighting. And Bando, he's looking for Hyana, and that's just going to be an easy kill.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you ban Kiana. This is a terrifying champion.
Just no counterplay. Hyana doesn't have that TP available. Down for 30 seconds. Fnatic looking for the fight.
Here we go. Sendo going to be pulled in. Does disrupt for a little bit. Pop Blossom will not do much for him. Zhonya's going to be there, and he will flash away with his life. Windwall going to protect him, and Fnatic can't turn it into anything, but now move towards the mid lane.
They should get an easy tower, then they can rotate and just establish more vision control. Getting deeper and deeper into XL's jungle now that mid lane outer is down. Magic Felix actually looking for a bit of damage there. XL have to be careful. Down 2 members on the map at the moment. You see XL now going for the recall. Some staggered resets means that Fnatic complete control of this Baron area. Although being out of wards, we see that Ronaldo's going to go for recall himself.
Now it's important to mention that Exile now has Infinity Edge, boots, and the static ship on this Yasuo. He's got to a point now where he is going to be absolutely destroying people.
But the problem is he is still very squishy. Normally we see Yasuo's like to pick up potentially a second item Sterex if they want that extra tankiness. But you need damage when you're going towards the Baron. Remember, they have a mountain. But Ronaldo's going to stop, spot it, but they aren't stopping. TP coming in.
Fnatic are going to try and contest this. That's a double teleport, make it a triple teleport. They're not going to get Baron in time, but this is the fight. The Supreme Display of Talent locks them down. Pop Blossom only lands onto 1. Fnatic have got 1 kill, make it 2. Now they're chasing NG onto Kasing. He gets slowed down and taken out. It's easy work. Magic Felix with a double kill. A hook lands onto Taxa, and he is going to be running away from his base. Meanwhile, on the top side, Bando takes down Sendo for a killing spree. That's the 8th for Fnatic. That's the end of the Baron for XL.
2 times this series, XL have tried to force a Baron, and 2 times it has gone disastrously for them.
I just love the confidence, the triple TP, synergize so well. On top of that, all 3 come in, and then Bando, this Supreme Display of Talent, gets the 2 carries against the wall, instantly Exile's down. Shannon's quick to follow, and the rest of XL can do nothing for the rest of the team fight.
And just look at Bando's damage onto Sendo when he gets that solo kill. It is just disgusting as Taxa goes down. Unfortunately, missed part of it, but yeah, like honestly, it's 2 Qs and an auto attack. And he's dead.
That's all you need.
It's as simple as that. And when you can reset your Q as well, Bando can literally one-shot people.
And it shows what we've seen consistently from Fnatic is that they're so strong in these team fights. The coordination's there. And XL, both of their carries getting stunned against the wall. And the burst from that ult alone on top of the CC is just massive. So now XL on the back foot. They're going to try and look potentially for a pick, but they're being spotted on that mid lane ward. Fnatic know exactly where they are. We know where they are. I don't think this is going to work very well.
Oh, they're going to do their best to set up the Death Brush. But against Fnatic, do Death Brushes work? I guess we'll find out.
No, Skrydal comes in. They've spotted them out, but now you can see Bando. He's walking up in the river. Ping's coming in. They're looking for an engage.
Bando is not the one that wants to go in first, though. Supreme display of talent stuns on to everyone. Exile down immediately. Matty gets his Zhonya's off, and it's 2 for Fnatic already. XL are crumbling at the seams. Kasing, last man standing, and Fnatic are running away with this one.
Just endless fights for Fnatic going in favor. Kasing will be next to fall down as Bando trying to run him down. Unable to actually get that for the moment. NG comes in. Kasing misses the ulti. That's the delayed ace for Fnatic rising. And this could just well be the base.
Yeah, they're going to start knocking on the base. Spawn time is should come in time to defend the Nexus, but they're going to lose a massive amount here. They're taking down that last outer tower in the mid lane. Should be able to move on to the inhibitor after if they want to.
All right, well, grouping up here. XL. Never's coming up shortly. It's just XR alive. So that'll be the end of the Nexus. Sorry, the inhibitor turret, but they do not commit for the full inhib. They know it's too risky. They know those respawn timers. And they also are aware that there is a Mountain Drake spawning up.
Yeah, one mountain, a massive impactful factor. 16% bonus true damage. Just picking up one can make a huge difference to your Baron speed. We saw it from XL when they rushed one earlier. And Fnatic so far ahead right now, 7,700. Look at the bounties across the board, the item difference, and XL again on the back foot in this game. They lose this one, it's gonna take a reverse sweep to get them this series win.
And honestly, the story of this game so far is so bizarre because it was the opposite of game number 1, right? It was Fnatic that started off with the lead, but once we got towards the mid-game around 15 minutes, XL felt like they were coming back into things. It felt like suddenly XL had figured this whole thing out. They were getting picks left and right and center. They were getting more towers than Fnatic were. But somehow, everything just went wrong. They went for this Baron play once again, and since that point, it's all fallen apart.
I mean, even before then, there were skirmishes, team fights. The XL was struggling, and because of the power of Fnatic's team comp, they have this bot lane who, whenever you take a fight, you have to be concerned. If you drop too low, Ronaldo can ult you. If you drop someone else on the other team low, there's no guarantee they'll die because of the shielding coming in. Ult does whiff coming out from Kasing. They have to look for some picks to get back in this game, but as soon as you lose that massive engaged ultimate, you're on the back foot. You can see Fnatic starting to get control of the map again, move up with the vision they've reclaimed from the recall. Ronaldo's starting to put down wards in this red side jungle, and you can see a very easy transition. Matty shoves the wave in mid. They rotate down through this red side jungle they mostly control and start to pressure this bot lane tower.
There's absolutely no way to contest for the tier 2, right? And we've been talking about Magic Felix all game. We've been talking about Bando all game. We can talk about Matty as well. Literally every carry on the side of Fnatic is so fed because look at the score. 26-11. And ultimately, when you've got a 9,000 gold lead, but it's spread so evenly across your team, it's so much more impactful when you just have than when you have a singular fed carry.
And you can see some of the carries on the side of XL still have a fair amount of gold. XL pretty close in regards to Matty. But the thing is, not only does Magic Felix have 12,000 gold, he has the extra stats granted to him by Xmatty. The extra shield and the extra healing makes a huge difference in these team fights because XL, he has a lot of gold, but he's still so squishy. He dies so quick, hasn't finished that Sterex, and he's a vulnerable target. And we saw that in that Baron team fight, instantly shut down. Whereas it's free for Magic Felix to go as aggressive as he wants. Bando can go as aggressive as he wants. There's nothing there to punish them.
Well, it looks like NG's actually just looking around to see if he can find some of these XL members. They are going to be able to his turret in this top side, tier 2 for Magic Felix. Takes a little bit of damage from Hyanan, but nothing too scary, nothing to threaten him off for the moment. Fnatic just grouping up. They know that this Baron is spawning in 8 seconds, and it's hard for XL to actually contest because if they jump into the pit, the power of the Supreme Display talent in that area, you just get it gets turned into a stun oven, and you get cooked alive.
Just the jungle as a whole, they have to try and move through the jungle to get here. Skyno comes out, they know they're doing this, but Fnatic aren't going to stop. They have so much shielding from the Karma.
Ronaldo has teleport. He hasn't made his way up. He's actually walking up for the flank for the moment. Now this is going to be the engage. Fnatic jump in. The pop blossom by Sendo lands onto no one. Bando closing in, seeing if he can get into the fight in the moment. Nobody has died. That's going to be an engage by NG. A cast separates them all apart in Exile. Will fall down. Fnatic chasing for Kasing, but he has to jump away with that Arctic Assault. Now they're looking for him. He's so low, and Shannon pumping the damage in. Hook's going to be enough. Shannon goes down. Ronaldo just about makes his way out. Shannon, finds the kill. And Fnatic, it wasn't quite as clean as they wanted.
That was really nice from Kianan. The question is, can they get away with anything? Kianan looking to recall. Taxa just about getting away.
That's a smite. No, he doesn't. He flashes away.
Kianan and Taxa both walk away from this one. That is as good as it could have been for XL.
And because Shannon and the whole of XL managed to take out NG, it means there's no chance of Fnatic turning onto the Baron. They get away with murder there. And right now, Fnatic, they just have to reset. There's still 10,000 gold up, still absolutely in control, but XL, that could have gone so much worse.
I think that was a best case scenario. Outside of maybe finding an ace and a Baron there, that was a pretty good scenario for XL, considering how far down they are. They didn't lose the game. They burned a lot of summoner spells and a few ultis as well there. But they still have a lot to do if they want to contest this Baron attempt again, because there are still a lot of wards placed down. You can see already they're trying to step in and clear out that vision. Fnatic just going for the full map reset. They want to push out this mid lane and then look to see if they can reward up around that Baron pit and attempt it again, and hopefully not lose that fight quite so bad. Yeah,
you'd expect it to be rinse and repeat. Last time they had utter vision control of the Baron area. You'd expect them to look for the exact same thing again. However, despite the gold lead, that team fight nowhere near as convincing for Fnatic as it needed to be.
The big thing is so many summoners burned for both sides as well. The only one still with a flash is Kasing and Bando. Kasing is great for an engage, but Bando, you can see how much damage that Kiana can do.
That's a key point to note, actually, because we saw Bando walked instead of teleported up from bot lane to join that fight. So that was why the fight maybe was a little bit rougher.
Here we go, boys.
Sendo used his teleport. This is going to be Fnatic joining in for the moment. Magifelix on that flank.
XL starting this one off, but having to back away immediately. Magifelix goes in, Pop Blossom does not connect. Nice Zonya's coming out from him. Cask onto everyone, but they walk away. Roots there onto Magifelix. He's so damn tanky, though. And XL, it just feels like they don't have damage.
But you have to be happy with that play. You burned Bando's teleport. He's no longer a side lane threat. Wait, is that, am I seeing that correctly? No, it's because he's impersonating someone else. This is a problem with Nico. You always get so confused because it looks like Sendo's level 11.
Well, the Baron has been started up once again. This time it's Fnatic starting things off, and Ronaldo will dash away with his life, but they're wanting to fight. It's Sendo. It was all a cunning ruse. Kasing's nowhere near.
I mean, I was going to make a point about the level discrepancy top. Sendo's level 14, Bando's level 17, so it still stands, despite me getting baited by the Nico show on 11, but that is a massive difference in the impact these top laners can make, and now Bando, he's so confident on this Kiana. XL trying to posture, get some control of the mid lane by shoving it in, but Fnatic still ever confident with a massive gold lead.
It looks like they're not going to be able to find anything there. Both teams tried to bait each other. XL running up the mid lane, Fnatic trying to start the Baron, but this does mean they're able to step back in, clear out this mid wave, and regain control of the Baron pit. They still have that advantage. They still have the wards. And Sendo, no teleport available to him yet.
It's so damn tense between these two teams now. XL, they're the ones that have to answer as Fnatic start the Baron again.
Bando's looking for a flank here, though. This could be critical in this team fight if he binds this. Look how they're all postured against the wall, leading into Baron. XL actually going to be able to kite away and force Fnatic off the Baron, but they're going straight back onto it. It's still not reset. 5k HP.
Yeah, they are going full ham for this. They don't want to give it up. That's going to be the Tether going a little bit wide, and Baron will reset here for Fnatic. They can just go for it again if they want. Or they can run it up the top lane. They have a massive wave to work with. They're going to teleport one in. And XL, they're just not going to go for the bluff. They're just going to have to base.
It's so rare that you see a Baron dance that goes on this long without it exploding into a fight. or that massive objective. Now Fnatic going to return to the Baron once again. XL had to recall.
But they're so far away from the Baron now. Fnatic could just rush this. They have a Mountain, they have an Infernal.
They don't have the greatest team for rushing, though. That's the biggest issue. And Bando was not with the squad. They're trying to
setting
bait.
up death brushes. Spoopy Ghosts have found them out, though. Bando trying to see if he can find a flank. Sendo misses out on that route, and it just looks like for now, Fnatic going to push out this mid lane.
Such a battle for priority mid. We saw XL manage to get it earlier, and that forced Fnatic off the Baron because they knew if they left it, XL would just be able to push up in the mid lane, get that mid inhibitor tower. So instead, there's a constant push back and forth. Both teams trying to control the Baron area, but also shove the mid lane far enough so they can move over freely with the extra vision control it offers.
Look at all those Scryers that have just been plopped down inside the wall, inside the pit.
Yeah, now importantly, Bando did go down towards the bottom side of the map here. He does not have teleport available. He's looking for that flank, but he's set up a slow push in that bottom lane, I believe.
And now they can see where all of XL is here. He's going to be able to easily find a flank. Fnatic are looking for something.
That's going to be the cast used already. Can Ronaldo find a hook? Yes, he can. Magic Felix jumps onto Sendo. Pop Blossom locks two down. Bando uses the supreme display of talent. Only does a bit of burst to Kasing for the moment. And Sendo will be the first to fall. Maddie picks that up. The dunk has been reset for Ronaldo. And XL have to step away.
All of that for a singular kill onto Sendo, who was, in fairness, pretending to be someone else. But now Bando might have been caught himself. Good little dodge away from Taxa there. Consistently layering on pressure.
Again, though.
You're absolutely right. While he runs distraction, the Baron has been started by Fnatic. It was only a singular pick, 20 seconds on that death timer. But it might just be enough here. Taxa's moving on in 2,000 HP on the Baron. They're going to burst it down. It goes the way of Fnatic. And now they turn and burn. It's going to be a shutdown onto Kiana, though. Matty has to go golden in this one as NG getting damage from Hyanan, who can't finish the kills. Kasing now on the front line. And he's all alone as Exile gets knocked up. Just survived. Taxa gets away as well. And look at the health bars from XL. They are rooted.
Yeah, so low on the HP. Baron given over to Fnatic Rising as well. Exile's just trying to buy time for his team. Misses out on that knockup. The Ignite has been used, and Ronaldo is going to be picking that kill up.
Just let them die to the minions. It's so cruel, but it does delay the death timers. Now Fnatic, they have that Baron. Elder Dragon actually spawned in a couple of seconds. You can see some pings coming out on it. I think Fnatic just going for the safe reset. They're going to pick up the Elder. Look at how many dragons they have. The Mountain, the Infernal, massive for taking down these structures, but also the Double Ocean with the Elder. So good for sieging. XL, the only way they can contest this is with the steal from Taxa, but he's just reset. I think they're giving this one up.
I think you might just be right on that one. Fnatic should be able to take this comfortably, and now with the Baron buff, with the Elder Dragon, with a 12,000 gold lead, Fnatic are poised to take game number 2 in this series. The onus is on XL. XL, if they want to stay alive in this series, if they don't want to have to fight for a reverse sweep, they need to find a way to come back.
Oh, NG.
I don't know, that's how you come back. Has to use the package. He burns down, and NG picks the kill up.
That is a lot of damage. Kiana goes down, but they're looking for Bando.
Yeah, he's going to have to use the Flash and the Terror Shade to get over the wall. Magic Felix pops himself the world under. Exile gets caught up by the Infernal Chain. Sendo is burst low. That's going to be one, but Exile jumps away. Sendo gets picked up by Bando. And now Magic Felix is just looking for an easy kill onto Exile. The cannon minion's not going to be enough to secure this one. Has that Deathbringer stance, has that increased range. That's going to be the kill for him. And now Ronaldo gets kicked towards Kasing. And the base has been left open for Fnatic Rising to take.
And look at this, Fnatic are just playing with their food at this point. Magic Felix chasing people around the map. The inhibs will start to fall. The Baroned up minions will help the siege go through. But honestly, it's all about that Elder Drake buff. It adds so much damage to the squad. And now onto the Nexus Towers. Taxa getting burnt on down. Ronaldo's there to pull it back in. It's another kill for Bando. Just add it to the pile. Fnatic take things to match point.
A decisive victory. The fact they came ahead in the early game, something which had struggled so much up against XL throughout the split. They managed to win the early. They struggled a bit in the mid game, but their late game was so convincing. The coordination of those triple TPs, the team fighting prowess, and XL 2-0 down now. A reverse sweep if they want to win this series. It's a big ask. And it's going to be a rough one.
It's going to be a very, very rough one. I called it in the last game, coming out of it saying, if you lose these first two, especially in that style, Game 3 is going to be very, very rough, but they have to make sure that they can hold their mental, hold their will to take this series, because this could be disastrous for them if they get 3-0'd on home ground.
Yeah, it would be an unfortunate situation for XL, but Fnatic rising well. Oh, well. I was predicting against them. I predicted the 3-2 to XL. It's still possible.
Still possible.
Still possible, but the way that these two teams are playing, Fnatic outright look like the better team when it gets to this late game stage. But the big scary thing for XL is in this game, Fnatic looked like the better early game team too.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that gank come in the bot lane. They prioritized the Yasuo for the Yasuo Sejuani combo. They failed to pull off that gank with Taxa, and then he was instantly punished for showing his face in the bot lane. And it just feels like all these things that XL has in the wheelhouse, this flexibility, this ability to move their players around the map to get more favorable matchup just has not worked at all. They're falling flat on their face, and now they need a new plan, because to go 2 games down, first one, yes, it was close, but that second one, it just felt like XL ran out of steam at a certain point. And now they have to reset the mentality for Game 3. They haven't even got a point on the board yet, which is a big hit to take.
Fnatic, they had that time not playing the gauntlet to have a little bit of a watch on how XL are playing, how the other teams have been playing. They got some time to prepare, and a fantastic, fantastic showing for Fnatic rising in Game 2 to get that win.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff. And as you've been seeing across the course of today, our players are sitting comfortably on their GT Omega chairs. And GT Omega, thank you for helping us put on this show. They've been a big help in setting us up for this epic showdown that we are witnessing. And you can see the chairs there as well. Obviously, all available online. So head over to their shop if you want to grab a GT Omega chair for yourself. And I will say, very, very comfortable chairs. Those ones are not GT Omega chairs, I will admit. The
audience are just sitting on regular chairs, if only.
I think those are...
That's my dream, for a full audience to have the GT Omega chairs.
That's the dream. Right now, we just have GT Alpha chairs for the audience. We're hoping to upgrade to GT Omega chairs for everyone for next season.
Yeah, and another big shout out to another one of our sponsors, Wanyo. They have joining us once again. I mean, I say once again, the first time. It's really like we've got a lot of people kind of backing us up. And Wanyo, thank you very much for sponsoring us.
Yeah, absolutely. LAN centers across the UK. So if you are looking to go out of your way and play some games with some friends, it's awesome to go into a LAN center with a group of mates, play some games in person. You know, you watch these teams in these tournaments, you know, they go on stage as a team, they practice as a team. You can experience that yourself. And it's a very if you've never had a LAN party, go out of your way and do it. And a LAN center is a fantastic way to make that happen.
LAN parties are great. They are so, so fun. When was your last LAN party? Probably quite recently for you in a way.
I mean, I guess, you know, Insomnia was a LAN. So I guess that was the reason for me. But it's just a different environment compared to playing online with people as to playing with them in person.
Yeah.
The fact that you can turn your left and right and be like, oh, I want to play. The hype.
Fist pumps when kills come out.
Or in the case of XL in this series so far, looking at your teammate and going, oh.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough for them. It's definitely rough for them.
It's one of those things where if you've got the one guy in the friend group that likes to run their mouth just a little bit too much.
Why are you putting it in me?
when they do that in the LAN center, suddenly things turn around a little bit. They might not be quite as brave when they're saying it in person.
I don't know. Orcs is pretty confident in calling me out. But we're going to cut to a quick break. And when we're back with Game 3 of this grand final series live at Twickenham. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a second.